Hi friends, welcome back to our JavaScript for Front-End Development course, and this is Lokesh Gorantla, and today we are going to discussing about callback hell in our JavaScript. Okay, the problem before the promise implementation. Okay, and here before we learn this one, you can see our previous video. We have seen that set timeout and set interval and set sorry, clear timeout and clear interval. These are the things we have seen, right? Now in this today we are going to see that we are going to look out that like a common problem at the developers faced before promise and async and wait exist. Okay, before that what exactly they face the problem. Okay, we can discuss entire things into in this particular session. Okay, first, what is callback hell? This basically a call callback is a simply a function, okay, function passed to another function, okay, a simply a function and passed to another function. This we have seen in the previous also, okay. One synchronous task, asynchronous task to depend on another function, okay. Example, login is the one first, okay, and second get user profile, okay, then get user orders and then process payment and then send confirmation email. Okay, these are 5 steps it is there. Okay, each step on depends on previous one, right? Now using that callback we end up with nested function. Okay, when you're using for callback we end up nesting functions inside a function inside another function we need to call a deeply nested. When the deeply nested structure is called as a callback hell, when this deeply deeply nested structure, okay, structure is called as a callback hell. Okay, in another way we can call it as a pyramid of doom. Pyramid of doom, we can call it as callback hell, we can call it as a pyramid of doom also, because this is a code to shift for further to the right to every level. Okay, we can see a simplest example how it will be there. Okay, we can see for one by one. Now here the simplest function I'm going to create. Okay, function greetings, okay, and the name, which we have already seen this particular function. Again I'm going to creating to make work perfectly, to understand what exactly the problem. Okay, hello and name. Okay, now here I'm calling for callback function. Okay, now I'm going to call that greetings, and you can say Lokesh, and then my function. Okay, in this function I'm calling for console.log welcome. Okay, now if I open for application, you can see that, see, hello Lokesh and welcome. Both are called perfectly. There is no issue. And one callback is easy to understand, right? This is a one callback and you can able to easily understand. The problem begin when the callback become a deeply nested. Okay. Deeply nested. How deeply nested? Okay. Now another way you can see login. Okay. And then fetch products. Okay. Add product to cart and then make payment. Okay. Send email. Okay. This is the online shopping mall when we are doing this login time and fetching the products and getting the product to add to cart, and then you can make the payment and get the email for the notification. Okay, this example we can see into a nested deeply how you can able to write it. Okay, now here first we need to use for login function. Okay, the function login. Okay, for the login function I'm using for a callback function. Okay, and here I can use for set timeout interval. Okay, and again I'm going to use the arrow function. Okay, console dot log user logged in. Okay, and then I'm calling for my callback function. Okay, and I'm going to wait for 1000 milliseconds. Okay, now this is my one function. Okay, another function I have to write, right? For the another function, here I'm going to use my fetch products. Okay, fetch products. Now the same way I can able to use for products loaded. Okay, same callback function and same everything. Okay, then again I need to add for another one, and here I need to add as a add to cart. Okay, now here we can able to say products added to cart. Okay, now another one is a payment. Okay, now here is a payment. Okay, use payment successfully. Okay, and then finally we need to send an email. Okay, send email, and we can able to use the confirmation email sent. Okay, now this is my nested function, one function into another function. It's a nested. Okay, we created for all single different functions, but I'm going to call for nested functions, one inside another one, because the calling, right? Now first login, I'm calling as a login because this is the first function. Okay, now inside the function it is asking as a callback, right? I'm using for my function curly braces. Okay, inside that again I need to use my another function, right? Directly I'm using for fetch products. Okay, inside the fetch products again I need to use a function, and again here I need to add for add to cart function. Okay, inside that another function. Okay, and here again another one, payment. It's a payment function. Okay, again function, Okay, and the final we need to say send email. Okay, this is my last one. Okay, one function into another function. Okay, if I make to run, now you can see user logged in, product logged, and product add to cart, and user successfully, and confirmation email sent. Okay, now the callback is not a function. The finally we got it as a confirmation, right? But still, whatever it is, but we'll remove this because it's not required. It's the last step, right? Hmm. Now that error will be gone. Sent an email perfectly, but it is working perfect, the correct, okay. But the code also look at good, right? But that each callback is a nested inside another callback. Okay, as per the steps are you added, the code become a difficult to read the persons. Okay, if someone newly comes, then they cannot able to see the 100% perfectly. Okay, if you say how it works, here first it will log in for, okay, and then it will do for fetch products, okay, and then it will use for add to cart, and then it will use as a payment, and then it will use for send an email. Okay, this is the flow it will goes, right? This we can call it as a pyramid shape, right? The pyramid shape of things it will be there. The developer call as a pyramid of dome also. Okay, it's very difficult to understand where exactly it is calling. The problem here for callback hell, okay, difficult to read which method it is going first, right? The example of here itself. See, if you see this one, where it is calling, it is one of the most difficult to find where it is start and where it is going. If a new person, he don't know much experience when he is coming to here and work, then definitely he will face the problem, right? And difficult to debug as well. What are the problem it is there? Problem is difficult to read first, okay, and second, difficult to debug also, because when you do that, if something like imagine the debugging time, if an error happens in the middle of like a payment location, okay, you must inspect several nested callback to find the problem, right? Because it will not go directly to the payment location, it will goes to the first login, and then it will go the login page code check, and then it will come to next fetching the products, and fetching the products code it will check, then it will go to add to cart, and then it will come back to the payment. Means you must read completely step by step, then only it will come to do it, okay. And last, like the difficult to reuse also. Reuse of the code is very difficult to use, because imagine like the payment somewhere else you have to use, like you may have to copy or rewrite a large section of nested code. That time it will become a headache, right? And difficult to handle errors, because the fetching product is fail. How should we stop the remaining operators, right? One question definitely comes, and error handling become a massive, okay. It's a mess because every callback may need its own error logic, then only you can able to see perfect code, otherwise you cannot able to see the 100%, right? In a real time, if you see, there is a flights is there, okay, flight booking and all, okay. If you want to book something flight, first you have to log in, then you need to search, and then you need to select flights, and then making the payment. Once you choose that, then download the ticket and send an email, update the rewards if you something get the rewards, and showing the confirmation. Okay, like this you have to do that all the callbacks, right? It's a one of the hardest one to use the nested deeply. Okay, this is one of the most headache things. How did you resolve? How did JavaScript solve this? Basically, here what will happen? They introduce as a promise. They introduce as a promise. Instead of deeply nested callback, we we done for deeply nested callbacks, right? Instead of that, they are used for promise. Okay, allow us to chain asynchronous operation. Okay, how it will do unnested things, right? Like first login, okay, and then it will use as a dot, then and then it will use for fetch products, and then add to cart, and then payment, then send email. Like this they are used for promises. Okay, this is a more clear understanding and where we calling for each method, and we can able to easily maintain the code. Okay, this we can able to learn how the promise works in a next video session time. Okay, and today assignment today assignment you can say first create a function for asynchronous function to use the set timeout. Okay, for that you need to use the login, load dashboard, okay, then load profile, and then load notification, okay, and call them using for callback function. Okay, then count like a how many callback level did you created, and then how many close braces did you needed, and think about like a the code look if you added a few more steps. In case if you add few more things, then how it looks. Okay, then you can practicing like this. Okay, I hope it this entire information helpful for you. Thank you for watching, and please do subscribe and share to your friends and colleagues. Thank you.